Let me paint you a picture, oh small baby VTuber. You started streaming. You were so excited. You had the model, the overlays, the little schedule you made at 2 a.m. on Tuesday. You told everyone you were going to make it. And then, 6 months later, you just stopped. And if that's not you yet, then buckle up, bestie, because statistically, it's coming. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. And maybe how to avoid it too. What's up, Squidiots? My name is Eggy, the most opinionated and unhinged and somehow fully employed squid girl on the internet. And today we're talking about something that I see happen over and over again in this community, the VTuber burnout pipeline. Now, I want to be clear before I get into this. I am not up here on some high horse. I have been in this pipeline. I have felt the walls closing in. I've cried at my desk at 11 a.m. wondering why I was doing this instead of a regular job. So this is not me lecturing you. This is me pulling you aside and going, hey, I see you. I see what's happening. Let me tell you what I wish someone had told me so you don't go down the same path. We're going to break down exactly why burnout hits VTubers so hard, why it's X months until danger time, and what you can actually do about it. Because I'm not just here to dump all of this on you. I'm here to give you real, actual, usable advice. Okay? Okay, let's go. So why 6 months? Why is that the magic number? Why not 3 months? Why not a year? So here's the thing. When you first start streaming, you are running entirely on dopamine. Pure, uncut, fresh out of the bag. Everything is new. Your model is new. Your community is new. The whole process is new. Every single viewer feels like a win. You get one follower and you're like, oh my God, someone found me. I am famous. And that energy, that's real. That's not a fake thing. That is real excitement that you're allowed to have. And it's one of the best feelings in the world. I would never take that away from you. But, and this is a big but, that dopamine has a shelf life. And for most people, that shelf life is about 4 to 6 months, because by month 6, the newness has worn off. The numbers haven't exploded the way you imagine. You're still grinding and things have crawled. You're still showing up, but the gap between where you are and where you thought you would be is starting to feel really, really loud. And that gap, that's where burnout lives. So let me walk you through the pipeline, because I guarantee you're going to see yourself in at least one of these stages. Stage 1, the honeymoon phase. Month 1, 2, maybe 3, you're locked in. You're posting, you're streaming, you're engaging, you're making little graphics, writing lore for your character because you're passionate and all of this. This is the best time. Genuinely, please enjoy this because it's not gonna last forever. But here's what's also happening in the background that you haven't noticed yet. You're starting to set a pace for yourself that is entirely unsustainable. You're streaming 5 days a week because you can. You're posting every day because the ideas are flowing. You're saying yes to every collab, every event, every commitment that you can. And you're building a schedule around your best days, which are coming very often at this point. And that's going to come back to bite you. Stage 2. This is when the grind hits. Month 3 to 5, the honeymoon starts fading. The numbers are growing, but slower this time. Painfully slow at times. You're doing everything right, or at least you think you are, and it just feels like you're screaming into a void. This is also the stage where real life starts creeping back in, because month 1, you were willing to cancel your plans, skip sleep, push through being sick, but of course you can't do that forever. And when real life comes back, work, health, relationships, family, suddenly your streaming schedule starts slipping and it has to take a back seat. And then comes the guilt. Oh, I have it all the time. You miss one stream and you feel like you've let everyone down. You miss a week and you are convinced that your community absolutely hates you and you start just over-apologizing, over-explaining. And that guilt is exhausting. It adds a whole extra layer of weight on top of everything else. I want to talk about this specifically for a second because I have ADHD and autism, which is something that a lot of you also have. And one of the things that comes with that for me is something called demand avoidance, where the second something I love becomes something that I have to do, my brain goes absolutely feral trying to avoid it, and it will do anything except for what I need it to do. And streaming, which I genuinely love with my whole heart, started to feel like a demand that needed to be met. And that was the scariest moment in my creator journey, because I said, wait a minute, do I not love my job anymore? Is it over? Am I washed? Is that it? Am I cooked? And the answer was no, I wasn't done. I was just burned out. And those are two super different things. Stage 3, the spiral. Month 5 and 6, this is the danger zone. This is where people start to disappear. The streams get less consistent, the posts slow down, you start lurking in your own community instead of showing up, and then you tell yourself it's temporary, you tell yourself that you just need a break, but then that break turns into a week, and the week turns into a month, and then it's just easier to not come back at all because then you're just too scared. Because coming back means explaining where you went, and coming back means facing the gap in your content, starting over, and it feels so much harder than just running away. I've seen so many talented and incredible creators just vanish. People who had something real, people whose communities genuinely loved them. And it wasn't because they weren't good enough. It was because nobody taught them how to pace themselves. Nobody taught them that sustainability matters just as much as consistency. Okay, here's the hot take section because you knew it was coming. Because I think there are some reasons that VTubers burn out that nobody in the community wants to say out loud. So I'm gonna say them for everyone else. So hot take number 1, the community itself is part of the problem. You heard it, guys. VTuber Twitter, VTuber TikTok, VTuber spaces in general, they are full of hustle culture. Post every day, stream every day, collab constantly, grow. And if you're not growing fast enough, there's always someone ready to tell you what you're doing wrong. And sometimes I'm guilty of this too. That environment is genuinely toxic though for your mental health. And as I say, as someone living in it, you have to keep your creativity in mind. The comparison alone will eat you alive if you let it. You see someone blow up overnight and you start questioning everything that you're doing, and that comparison spiral is a one-way ticket to burnout city, okay? My second hot take is that capitalism is ruining your hobby. I have talked about this in my shorts and I will say it again louder for the people in the back. The second you decide to monetize something, your brain does start treating it differently and it stops being fun and it starts being work. And work has pressure attached to it. Work has expectations. Work has failure states. And look, I'm not saying don't monetize. I'm literally a full-time VTuber. I do this to eat. But I think a lot of people jump into trying to monetize way sooner than they've figured out what they even enjoy making. And then they're grinding for money on content that they don't even like for an audience they haven't built yet on content they don't make, and it's a recipe for misery. My third hot take is that your schedule is also lying to you. Everyone says that consistency is king. Post on a schedule, stream on a schedule, and yes, there is truth to that. But this is what nobody else says, is that a schedule built on your best days will destroy you on your worst days. For example, I have EDS. It's called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It is a connective tissue disorder that causes me a bunch of issues in my body. I have chronic pain, ADHD, etc., etc. There are days where getting out of bed is the win for the day, and if I build my entire content system around what I can do on a good day, I would have quit a long time ago. Build your schedule around your worst days, what you can do consistently, even when you're exhausted, even when you're in pain, even when life is falling apart. That should be your baseline to start, and everything above that is a bonus. Whoa, hang on. Before we get onto the solutions, and I promise we're gonna do it, I just need to talk to you about something very important, and that something is the fact that I have found a cure to the 2 p.m. streaming slump, and it lives in a little tub on my desk. Today's video is sponsored by Gamer Subs, and look, you guys know I don't just shill anything. Monster Energy basically runs through my veins, specifically Mango Loco at this point, and it's basically my personality trait. But Gamer Subs is genuinely what helped me wean off of Monster. Like, actually, not in the brand told me to say this kind of way, in the I was drinking too much Monster and my heart was doing concerning things, so I needed to switch kind of way. But here's my secret, and something that nobody tells you. You take the Gamer Subs, and my current obsession is Sakura Splash, and you put it in your soda stream and carbonate it, and suddenly you have this delicious, fizzy, zero sugar, zero crash energy drink that scratches the same itch as Monster, but without the part that you feel like you're vibrating out of your skin. There is no sugar crash, no jitters, just vitamins and minerals, and the will to keep going when your stream has been live for hours and someone in chat just asked you to explain your entire lore from beginning to end. So if you want to try it, use code SUCKEGG at checkout for 10% off. The link is in the description, and they also have free samples so you can try before you commit, which I respect deeply as a business model, and I'm gonna take advantage of it and get all you guys free samples, okay? Okay, back to saving you from burnout. Bye. All right, enough doom and gloom. And now that we're done the sponsor, let's talk about what you can actually do about it. Because I'm not here to just tell you that your house is on fire. I'm here to give you a fire extinguisher to put the thing out. So my first tip is build a schedule you can keep on your worst day, not your best day. So this is a big one. When you're in the honeymoon phase, you're full of energy and excitement, and you're gonna see a schedule based on how you feel right now. 4 streams a week, a video every week, 2 shorts a day. Slow down, sit down, ask yourself, can I do this when I'm sick? Can I do this when I'm depressed? Can I do this when life gets in the way? If the answer is no, scale it back. 1 stream a week that you actually show up for is worth infinitely more than 4 streams a week that you burn out on in 2 months. Tip 2, separate your hobby from your hustle. This one is really important, and I feel like not enough people talk about it, especially when you're first starting out. Capitalism has genuinely ruined our relationship with hobbies and how we enjoy things. I've made a whole short series about this, and streaming is not immune to that. If VTubing is your job, or you want it to be your job, that's awesome. But you need something that is just for you. A game you don't stream, art you don't post, something that exists purely for your own enjoyment with 0 audience, 0 metrics. Because if every single thing you do is content, you will lose your mind, okay? You need a part of your life that is just for you. Tip 3. Build a content system, not just a content schedule. A schedule tells you when to post. A system tells you what to post, how to make it, how to batch it, etc. So you're not starting from scratch every single time. I have a whole video on my content system, which is slightly outdated now, but I'll make a new version. But the short form is batch your content on days that you feel great and repurpose as much as you can. Have a bank of ideas at the ready so that you never sit down to a blank screen, and it removes a lot of the friction. Blank screen syndrome is a huge burnout accelerator. That's what we used to call it in marketing. You sit down to make content and you just have no idea what to make. It can really make you not want to make anything at all. Remove that friction and make it easy for yourself. Tip 4. Take the day off before you need to. This sounds simple, but it's not. Especially if you're someone who feels guilty about resting, which hello, hi, that's me. But here's the thing. Taking a day off when you're at 70% is recovery. Taking a day off when you're at 100% crash out is damage control, and damage control takes 10 times as long and is usually more painful. Rest is not a reward for working hard. It's part of the routine. You have to schedule it, protect it, and don't let anyone, including your own brain, make you feel guilty about it. Tip 5, talk about it. Seriously, if you're struggling, say so. Not necessarily on blast on Twitter, but to your community, maybe. They'll probably understand and surprise you with how supportive they are. To someone, a friend, a fellow VTuber, a Discord server, even a therapist if you have access to one. The VTuber burnout pipeline thrives in silence. It thrives when you're sitting alone at your desk at 2 in the morning, wondering why you don't love your hobby anymore, and feeling like you can't tell anyone because you're supposed to be grateful for what you have. You're allowed to struggle. You're allowed to say it's hard. That doesn't make you ungrateful. It just makes you human. Look, I'm gonna be real with you for a second. I love this community, genuinely, deeply. I love VTubing. I love this weird little corner that we've built where there's space for people who don't necessarily fit the mold to put on little anime avatars and find their people. And that's exactly why I hate watching people burn out of it, because so many of them didn't have to. They just needed someone to tell them what was happening before it was too late. So if you're in the pipeline right now, if you recognized yourself in any of these stages, I need you to hear this. You're not failing. You're not weak. You're not cut out for this or whatever. You're a person who cares a lot about something and pushed too hard without enough support. And that's a fixable problem. Take a break, rebuild the system from scratch, and come back when you're ready. Your community will still be there. And if they're not, you'll build a better one. Okay. That's the video. If this helped you or if this helped someone that you know, please share it and leave me a comment telling me which stage of the pipeline that you've been in, maybe a personal story. I genuinely want to know and would love to support all of you on your journeys. I try and read every comment if I can. So subscribe if you want more unhinged but actually useful VTuber advice. I also stream on Twitch, usually between 4 and 6 p.m. EDT, 3 to 4 nights a week for about 3 to 4 hours. So come hang out. The links are in the description. And don't forget to use code SUCKEGG for 10% off of Gamer Sups. Carbonated, and trust me, it's delicious. I'll see you guys in the next one. Mama, bye!